Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Suhey with Suhey Plans. On my channel, I talk about planning, productivity, organization, and goal setting. So today I want to talk about a goal that I set and broke or didn't complete for the month of February, but why I'm also not losing sleep over it. So in the month of January, I feel like I did go a little bit overboard. And so for February, I wanted to be a little bit more conservative with my spending. And that was the initial plan. And I was kind of going strong till I got about midway through the month and the no spent went out the window. But I want to chat about what I got in that haul and why I am, again, not losing sleep over the fact that I did not accomplish my no spend in February. So all the things that you see here, so I'm not unwrapping anything. I'm not like showing an unboxing of anything. I've jumped into all the things because a lot of the things that I picked up, I genuinely felt like I needed. I mean, isn't that our rationale for probably every planner purchase that we make or any stationery purchase is that we need it? So please take that lightly. But I really did feel like, and let me kind of backtrack, I guess. Last year in 2023, the majority of what I was planning in was rings, regular like white paper, printer paper, inserts, and that kind of planning was my primary form of planning in 2023. 2024, I have completely done a 360. I don't even have any rings except for like this plotter, and I don't know if you can call these rings sometimes, but like this is the extent to ring planning and planning with like paper and inserts and printables. And I kind of underestimated how much all of my accessories would have to change with a change in planning of that nature. So yeah, my planners have changed, but then all of the things that go with them needed to change as well. And I don't think I realized when I committed to them for 2024 that these things would need to come along with it. So let's kind of jump in and I can show you some examples of what I mean by that. Let's start with this pencil case. One of the big reasons that I wanted to be in the Hobonichi Cousin is because I really fell in love with TRP, Tomoe River paper, at the end of 2023, and I really wanted to plan full-time in a Hobonichi of some sort. But I think I realized that a lot of the pens and writing utensils that I was using weren't giving me the same experience that I had before, and also I wanted to heighten my experience with Tomoe River paper, and the accessories that I had weren't quite doing that for me. So, but then I found myself, okay, once I've started collecting some of these things, they felt all over the place, unorganized, and you could tell that the priority wasn't in the writing experience. So for example, when you have a pen case like this, or you're just dumping everything, right? Like, this was not giving me that writing experience that I felt like the Hobonichi Cousin warranted. And so I picked up this pen case. This is linked in my bio in my Amazon storefront. It's under $15. The green color was the least expensive, and I honestly don't quite care. And I just love how organized all of my pens are. And it just adds to the sensation that you get when you're writing in this book on this paper. I'm picking out a pen very deliberately. I'm playing with different inks. And I have just found that this kind of organization and this presentation, and also, limiting this pen case to pens that I love using in my planners and in my Hobonichi, it just makes this feel like a complete planning system when I have all of the pens and accessories that are a good fit for this experience. And I have some washi. These are some Ollie clips. These are like my currently inked fountain pens that I'm using, my favorite gel pens, a pencil, tweezer. And I love this kind of like book style pen case. The pen case was one of the items in my no spend. So this is like the first item from my no spend haul, this pen case. And I really didn't have anything like it before. All of my other pen cases and pencil cases are the dump inside, like a version of dump it all inside, right? So I just love the organization and the presentation of this. I just feel like it elevates my writing experience, but matching what I was feeling that was happening in my Hobonichi, right? Like I am now matching the experience in how I'm keeping my pens, not only in just what pens I'm using. Another one of the items from my haul was a Coeco Sport. This is in the macchiato with a clip that was an additional add-on. And I've heard so much about these pens. I definitely consider myself a beginner 100%. And I just wanted to try them out. And so I picked one up and I really liked it so far. This is in the medium nib. And this was part of my no spend haul as well. No spend haul is like an oxymoron, I realize, but that's why we're here. That's why this video exists. So I really liked, I've seen so many good reviews about this pen. And again, you know, fountain pen and Hobonichi are a match made in heaven. So I added that to this haul. When you turn the kind of like book style flap, I just have some sticky notes here. And in my haul, I picked up some additional pens outside of just the fountain pen that are supposed to be like really great pens for TRP. I got this Uniball Jetstream in a 0.38. I got a Unipin pen in a 03. I do really like how this one has been writing. These are just some other pens that I have in my collection that I've liked how they write on Hobonichi paper. A lot of them are gel pens. This kind of new addition here was, I like to plan in different parts of my home, and so I really kind of got over carrying a big long 12-inch ruler. So I picked this up on Amazon. This is a Midori multi-ruler, they call it. And it just like folds itself up and extends itself, and extends itself out. And now I can carry around a full-size ruler, you know, and yet fit it so neatly in my pencil case. Right, so that is just like perfection for me right there, because in my Hobonichi, I really like to create sections in my daily pages. Let's see if I can show you. I like to create sections in my daily pages, and so I'm always using a ruler to create these lines to differentiate. So that has been, you know, so the fact that I have this compact ruler, it has been so nice. And again, these pens were top rated for Hobonichi, including another fountain pen that I had. And so again, I just really wanted to enhance the experience that I was having in the planners that I purchased for 2024. And because this is my first time in Hobonichi and in TRP, I really felt like I didn't have anything in my stash that could help me with this experience. And so hence we have our no spend fail and the haul that comes with it. So in addition to the pen case, some of these extra pens that are in here, I also picked up an A6. This was just, I just love these, gosh, what are they? Alpacas, I think, not llamas. There's a difference, right? I just liked this dashboard and the pink of it all and the neutral back. And I got this because I've been doing media journaling in an A6 Hobonichi notebook, and I'm finding myself, I don't like, my hands get a little clammy. And sometimes when I'm writing on the other side of the page, it's nice to have this to kind of lay on. I'm a righty, sorry. Have this page as I write on so that I'm not smudging the ink or just like wetting, so to speak, or moisturizing the page with my clammy hands. So this has been a nice addition, and I'll just kind of like pop that right in there. So, oh, and I think, I think I wrote this entry before I had picked this up, and I was very upset by these smudges. I was like, okay, I've had enough. And so I picked up this in that frustration. And I'm using this as a media journal, and I intend to do like a full flip of this at some point soon. I just want to kind of catch up because there's a lot of media that I have to catch up on, that I have to add before I do a share out, but stay tuned for that one. So again, I'm new to TRP. I'm using Hobonichi things for the first time, like this. And these are just things that I did not already own. I do not have an entire stash of A6 pencil boards. I do not have, TRP friendly pens. And so I got over the no spend, and things are okay financially, right? Like, we're not struggling to pay bills or put food on the table. And none of these things are an absorbent amount of money. So, it's there. I just was hoping not to touch it, but everyone is going to eat at the end of the day. The bills will get paid at the end of the day. So just kind of keep that in mind, and your own situation, right? Like, wherever you are financially, a $15 pen case really could be a luxury depending on the moment that you're in your life right now. So, just please know that I understand that completely. So yeah, the next item, okay, this guy right here, that, like, it's kind of the elephant in the room. So I am constantly on Mercari, which is like buying pre-loved items, kind of a shop, kind of like Poshmark, but I do find that there's a very healthy planner community on Mercari. And a seller with really, really good reviews listed a 2023 Hobonichi Cousin A5 in English for $15 or so. And with shipping and tax, it came out to like $23. Oh, and the fees. And I was like, wow. And a brand new, untouched, old Tomoe River paper for Hobonichi, untouched, brand new, for under $25. Oof, I could not resist. And again, the seller had really good reviews, and I really do trust the reviews on Mercari. So I picked this up, and I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. I felt the need to want it, but I couldn't quite explain to myself why when I picked it up. And I think now that it's in my hand, I can actually explain why I felt the need to get this. But in order to explain that, I have to do a little bit of flipping through my 2024. So for 2024, I picked up the Hone, which is the hardcover version. I really did feel like I miss covers. And so one reason I picked up this very inexpensive 2023 is because I wanted to see how much hype I was giving being able to put this in covers. Like, am I overestimating how much I want my covers back? Let's see. So that's one reason. And I'm going to just do a flip of my daily pages because I think that'll explain why. So I'm using my daily pages as a journal, memory keeping. And because I've never used this planner before, I have just done whatever the heck I want. I'm not caring about design. I mean, I did care about design, but some days I don't. I felt like I wanted to document the highlights of my days. And so I started using, I don't know what to call these, like headers, but I don't brush pen well, right? So I haven't found a rhyme or a reason with regards to using these daily, other than the purpose to journal, to memory keep. I haven't been able to nail down a style, and you'll see as I keep flipping, everything is constantly different. I don't have one way that I like to write in here. Some days I use washi, some days I don't. Sometimes I'm using headers, sometimes I don't. And I just can't figure out, like, and that's okay. I'm exploring. I've never used this planner before. But I just can't figure it out. And I think that's okay. right? To not quite know. But then I find myself missing perfect spreads. And I laugh because, you know, the perfectionist in us is let me just zoom in a little bit. I laugh because the perfectionist in us can sometimes really hurt us. But I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting really beautiful, really uniform spreads. And because this is like my everyday, just like what happened with my day, journaling of it all, I feel like I couldn't create those beautiful spreads that I wanted. Here's like this one day that I sat down, I want something really beautiful. I want a really beautiful outcome. And I walked away and I thought it was beautiful, but I felt zero connection to this in regards to it being a memory for my life. Like, I'm going to flip back at this and this is going to be totally meaningless. So it's like, how do I, how do I make those two sides of myself happy? The part that wants this in this paper with these pens and these stickers. How do I deal with this person while also completely wanting, let me see, there's a spread that I like. How do I deal with that person, that part of who I am, with oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. It's quite an internal battle, that's what it is. And I can't find the page. How do I deal, like, how do I make that person happy and then make this person happy? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so struggling right now to find the page. Okay, I think I found it, y'all. Okay, how do I make that person happy with this person that wants to doodle and just like write big fonts to like help me remember how that day went? When I flip back to these pages, this page means something to me. This is where I wrote down my 30-day no spend challenge that I already failed, and that this video is about. I just think that's funny that's also my favorite spread. But how do I come to terms with that person and that, like, what I want, that I want this, but I also want this, right? And these are two complete different aesthetics. This feels more free, open. You know, I'm kind of just like trying different things, being a little bit more creative, with the person who wants to be super pristine and precise. How do I make those two persons inside of me happy? And so I thought, you know what if I use this empty Hobonichi to make more of these spreads of impeccability and preciseness, and using stickers and my beautiful and like really pretty handwriting. And I thought, you know, I can do that in here. I can continue to label, sticker, randomly draw in here. And then I can save this planner for stream of consciousness planning. I'm sorry, for stream of consciousness writing, but that's also going to give me that beautiful page that I want. And I already got started in here this week, and this is just beautiful and it's perfection. And I want to flip back and I want to see this too, right? So it's like, whoa, I don't know if I can have both in one book. So what I've decided to do is that I'm going to continue journaling, memory keeping in here, but that I'm going to use this blank for like the aesthetic of it all, but also stream of consciousness, because I do have I overthink very much, and I also love writing. So I am intimidated by how much paper this is to fill. But I think one of the things about memory keeping is that I have no problem filling the page when I am focusing on memories. You know, this is a Super Bowl Sunday. I have a much harder time filling the page when I'm focusing on the aesthetic gorgeousness of it all. So I'm not planning on using this every day, but I do want to enjoy the writing experience in a Hobonichi, and I think I can do that more thoughtfully in this 2023. And it doesn't matter to me that it's from a different year, because I'm not planning on doing this every day. But it is a beautiful book that feels beautiful in hand, that has beautiful paper, that will take these pens that I've gotten super, super well, so that I can have the messy bits of life along with, you know, this side of myself that is also me. This is like my Valentine's Day spread. There's a picture of my husband, some cards I got at work from my students. I think that's awesome. My son's kindergarten photos came in. And so like this explosion, I love. This feels like life. But I also really love beautiful handwriting and perfect pages. And so with 2 books, I feel like I can have both. And again, this book is usually $60+, so it was an incredible savings. I could not resist. Have a few more stickers coming in because I just like how stickers look on this cream cover. And I couldn't do that with this book. So, and I think those are the items that ruined me in my February no spend. I think I've only really started planning last year, a little bit of 2022, but most of my planning and that process started in 2023. And, you know, you make a lot of assumptions because you're using things that you know. And I've had to really rethink what my planning looks like, what I enjoy doing, what brings me joy, especially because I've completely left rings and the kind of planning that I did last year. You know, so I do think that maybe in March I can do more of a no spend, but I'm also just questioning this need for a no spend. Maybe it's really rethinking that process, and maybe it being a low spend, or maybe just setting a certain budget per month for the things that I'm doing. And so, yeah, thank you so much for your time today. This was a bit of a chatty one. Please consider liking and subscribing if you found value, or if you just want to hear me chat and rant a little bit more. Thank you so much, y'all. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you. See you in the next one.